you went to Raw this last week.
Yeah.
It has. I'm expecting it to get better because Vince is gone. Plain and simple. I think it needs that breath of fresh air. And I've thought if Triple H took over, I've been I've been a proponent of Triple H being able to fix this and do better with what has been going on. Like if he just did, if NXT was labeled Raw back in the day, it would have been fine. Did you see anything different, or do you think this is going to take a little time? You got to roll it a little bit before the new storylines that he implements and more of his direction gets put in there. Usually you get a little frenzied from actually being there in person and thinking the show is better than it really is. I think we've all fell into that before when I've been at a show in San Jose and I was like, oh, the show is actually good. And you're at home going, it's the same old nonsense, but I'm there. So it feels maybe different. Did you have any feeling like that?
I think the feeling was, I wouldn't say it was like, I wouldn't go as far as saying the air. It felt like the air was coming out of the balloon as the show was going on. But I think it started very, very hot. I think people felt like, okay, right, like we started with the Logan Paul Miz thing, a weird, unique way of starting the brawl straight off the bat. And then you had Meltzer tried to issue. See, Meltzer was funny this week. He had an explanation as to, they did that so Logan Paul wouldn't get booed. Like they had a brawl at the start. And then he turned around and Roman Reigns gave that great line, like the line of the night where he said, your daddy's gone.
Amazing.
And Dave turned around and went, that was in reference to Johnny Gargano.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Alvarez,
I didn't even know what he was talking about when he said
Alvarez goes to him. He goes, no, I think it was in reference to Vince. And
maybe Vince.
And Dave goes, yeah, I guess that could work too.
He said, I didn't even think about that. It never occurred to me. I'm like, wow.
It's like, so Dave thought they threw out a line that, 400,000 people would understand instead of a line that millions would understand and appreciate, including the mainstream media, casual fans. Everybody pretty much took it another way. And he was like going, that was in reference to Johnny Gargano. It's like he's just literally sitting there making up his own stories. Like now he's just doing it live as well.
I mean, we've all been there where you say something, you go, boy, I'm a moron. Why didn't I think this or something? But that is like a major, he had to put his head under the desk and be like, what's wrong? How could I have not realized that? I'm sure it only could be that. There's no way. After he thought about it, he had to be like, well, of course that's what that was. What's wrong with me? Because I don't have any clue what the reference is about Gargano. He called him
said to Alvarez. He said to Alvarez, he goes, I didn't even think of that. He goes, I didn't even think it could be Vince. So why do you think, what did you think they went ooh for? Like,
because they all watched NXT 100 years ago when this happened. Do you even recall what happened? Like why he thinks that? Oh, do you remember this Gargano storyline?
Yeah, there was a group called The Way, and it had Austin Theory in it, and they were trying to mentor him. That's it.
Oh wow, and that's what wow. That's so great.